Hi, it's Pat from Collectif DAO, and today I'm going to show you a demo how to use a Collectif Go SDK. You can find the code base for Go SDK by following our GitHub, which is github.com/collectifdao. A repo that you need is Collectif Go SDK. You can go and download the code base by copying this link and running a git clone in your terminal. The repository provides you an explanation of how you can use Collectif SDK, basic requirements on how to build the package, and basically working with it. But if you want a step-by-step example, it's better for you to go into either a documentation of our protocol on docs at Collectif Finance or open up operational guides. So an example that I'm going to show you is using a local net. So the config file of Go SDK I've slightly modified. I've added a local net here and existing smart contract addresses that I've deployed locally on my machine. The miner that I'm running is this one. Its address is T01000. I'm going to register this address in the Collectif DAO liquid staking protocol, and I'm going to pledge, show you the following scenario, specifically with this miner on my local machine. To start with the repository, I need to build it. To build the repository, you can simply run make command. After building all of the packages, you can actually access it by typing /dot/Collectif Go SDK. And here you can see a list of commands that you can use when interacting with this CLI. It ranges in between registering, managing your collateral, pledging directly or manually, changing or modifying your allocation in the protocol. If you want to restake, you can set restaking parameters. Restaking will allow you to basically stake some portion of your mining rewards directly into liquid staking protocol, so becoming both pledgers and stakers in the protocol. And you can also interact with a wallet. It's a very similar experience as you have in Lotus. So the first thing that I'm going to start is I need to export my private key and import it into Golang SDK. So I'm going to open a CLI of Lotus. And commands that you need to use is Lotus wallet. In the wallet section, you can use the list to see a list of addresses that you have in your Lotus. And I'm going to export a private key for this specific wallet. It's going to be here, export. And let's see how we can export the wallet. Yeah, I need to run Lotus wallet export and provide a list of addresses. In my simple scenario will be just the specific address. And here is a private key that I need to import into Golang SDK. So I will go in here to SDK, also wallets, but here I can have import, which if I want to know how to actually use the import command, an explanation shows me that I need to use p flag and provide a private key string, and d flag to set this wallet as default. So let's use it like CLI command wallet import P and private key and D. Let's set up as default wallet. And here I successfully imported my key. Let's get back and list the wallets that our SDK is using now. And here I'm having this wallet as one of those. Maybe let's say, what is the default wallet? And the default wallet is the ones that we actually wanted to export from Lotus. In this example, my RPC endpoint does not provide write permissions, so I need to explicitly create an API token to be able to send the transactions. When you work with mainnet or collaboration network, you are likely not facing any problem, because those endpoints like Anchor endpoint and Glyph endpoints that we are using, those are already provided to you with permission access. But for demo purposes, let's actually see how to create an API token using Lotus. If you want, let's say, to use an RPC endpoint from your machine already, it's going to be Lotus aus create token. Let's see how to use this. And I need to provide permission level. My level will be write. And I'm going to put it here in the config. So whenever an RPC request is made by Go SDK, Collectif SDK, it's going to use this API token, and we will not face any problems with permission access anymore. So let's see how to register a miner ID. To register a miner ID, I need to provide storage provider miner address or actor ID, total file coin allocation for pledge, daily allocation for pledge. Those are the three requirements that we need to execute this command. And since I'm having this miner with T01000 miner ID, I'm gonna use this as my miner ID in my transaction. So it's M. Let's set up an allocation limit, let's say 10,000 Filecoin, and 1,000 daily allocation. Now I'm executing a transaction to register miner actor with this information, and I've executed a message with this CID. You can use this CID and go to Explorer and actually see how it works. Like whenever your transaction is mined on chain, after a registration from side of the storage provider, we at Collectif DAO, we need to onboard this storage provider to allow them to transfer a beneficiary address. So during the onboarding process, what we are doing on our end is we are recalculating the repayment amount, because we need to have both beneficiary term and beneficiary quota to change a beneficiary address. So the beneficiary quota in this scenario will be this repayment amount, which for demo is like 12,000 Filecoins. And beneficiary term is an epoch or like a block number in the future. Those values here are like simply arbitrary, so don't expect them to be like exactly the same that we're going to use on mainnet. And yeah, I'm going to onboard from the our side and wait once this transaction is mined. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I've successfully onboarded a storage provider. Now let's see the information from the smart contract, what it shows to us. I'm going to run a get_sp info task from our end, and as I can see, we onboarded a storage provider, but it's not yet active, meaning that this miner actor cannot actually pledge Filecoins. After onboarding a storage provider, we need to change like SP need to change a beneficiary address of a miner ID to this reward collector smart contract. Whenever we do integration with SP, we will provide a full list of details. So I'm just gonna walk you through and how I'm gonna do it in a demo here. So I will need to, first of all, I need to get an actual like a native address of this reward collector smart contract. I need to use a Lotus CLI, do EVM stat, and provide an address of the smart contract. This ID is 1015, and I'm going to use this ID whenever I do change beneficiary. So when I do a change beneficiary, I need to provide a new beneficiary address, which is this T0 1015 actor ID, which is a resolve collector smart contract address. I need to provide an expiration of the beneficiary term, miner actor ID, and beneficiary quota. So let's provide here change beneficiary B, an address of the smart contracts, M T0 1000, expiration. For demo, I will use this value, and a quota will be 12,000 Filecoin, which is the repayment amount we've calculated on our end. Now I've sent the transaction to change the beneficiary address from owner ID to this reward collector smart contract that we have. This step is required to make sure that Collectif DAO and basically a liquid staking system is able to withdraw the rewards from miner actor, and there is no way for miner actor basically run with a bunch of Filecoins that they get from liquid staking pool. In our end of Collectif DAO, what we are going to do is we need to accept the beneficiary address. So I'm gonna do this. And after this accept transaction, this miner will be activated, meaning that miner can now actually go and pledge Filecoins, but before pledging fill, storage provider needs to provide 30% of collateral of the allocations that they want to use it. Let's say if I want to get a total 10,000 fill, I don't have to provide 3,000, which is 30% of 10,000 right away. I can on a daily basis just provide 30% of my daily allocation, and actually a Collectif client will handle all of that. So let's see the storage provider information now. And now this miner ID is active, so meaning that SP now can actually go and deposit collateral and start pledging. So I'm gonna come back to the SDK part. I want to see a list of commands that is available for like a collateral management. Let's say I want to deposit. How can I do that? Yeah. So to a deposit function, I need to provide just a flag A, which is an amount, and I'm going to do like 300 fill. I'm going to deposit 300 fill into collateral system. Maybe I can get an information of collateral. Let's see how I can get and see an information about how much collateral I provided, how much is available and locked, this stuff. I need to provide an address, which is going to be T0100. I need to provide here owner ID address, not the miner ID, because the collateral system is using aggregate of multiple miners. So one owner ID can manage multiple miners in the Filecoin network, and therefore in Collectif DAO liquid staking protocols, they can provide collateral. One owner ID can provide collateral to multiple miner IDs. Here, let's say, yeah, and in fact, I have this 300 fill deposited here. So before I actually want to pledge, I need to make sure that the smart contract has enough Filecoin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stake from like our hypothetical staker part. After staking, like I believe stake here is it's staking like about 1,000 fill. Yeah, it's staking 1,000 fill. Let's see how much total Filecoin is available in our pool. Yeah, it's 1,000 Filecoins that is available. Now what I want to do is I want to try to pledge. But first I need to see how to execute. It's actually not pledge, it's staking, right? Staking, pledge, and how to use this. Okay, to run a pledge command, I need to provide an amount, which let's say 10 fill. And I need to provide the miner address, which is going to be T01,000. Now I'm pledging like 10 Filecoins here. This message has been submitted. Let's see that it's reflected actually on our local smart contract. Yeah, and here I have like 990 fill. This is how you can use SDK for registering, changing your beneficiary address, depositing your collateral, and pledging directly. Maybe I can see again how much collateral now. So locked collateral, probably like 3 Filecoins now is locked. 297 collateral is available. I can withdraw it here. In withdrawal, I also need to provide a flag. Let's say I want to withdraw 200 fill. Now withdrawing collateral for 200 Filecoins because I haven't pledged enough. Let's see how it's changed the collateral. Yeah, now I have like 97 Filecoin available. Like 3 Filecoin is locked because I've pledged like 10 Filecoins. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to use and set up a collective client. It's a worker that is going to pledge automatically for you on a daily basis. For demo purposes, I've changed the amount of Filecoins that we are going to pledge. It's now about 50 Filecoin, and I shortened the timeline for about 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, I'm going to automatically pledge about 50 fill because In default scenario, it's going to be pledge timeout will be 24 and it's going to be in hours. So to start, I need to provide here a list of miner IDs, but since I've registered one miner ID, I need to provide like this T01000 right here, which is a local net and a main network that I'm using for interactions. Because I've changed the source code a little bit, for demo purposes, I need to rebuild the packages. And now I can run a client. So the client has been started. And now I'm trying to pledge like 50 Filecoins of, and yeah, you can see that it successfully made a transaction with this CID. And whenever this worker is running, it's going to be pledging 50 fil every 5 seconds, but I can stop it right now. So this collective client, basically the whole purpose is to simplify integration for you. You can run it out of the box. The only requirement will be for you is to provide actual list of miner actors that you have in either calibration or mainnet, and those examples, this list is basically an example for you how to do it. Make sure that it's nothing else just other than just the miner actors right here, okay? And if I go to the pool again and want to see, okay, how much Filecoins is left in a pool, I can see that about 200 Filecoins has been pledged by the collective client. So like 4 cycles have run through when I was explaining to you. So I hope this tutorial will help you to complete the technical integration. If you have any problems understanding the process, just reach out to us. We will be very happy to help you. Thank you. Bye.